Anyway,
Okay,
so
good.
this is a little bit difficulty. I'm having so Reverend Gela,
All right, Reverend Geller, we're live.
go
Yes.
ahead.
Okay, welcome everyone to our Ambassador for Peace appointment ceremony for the month of October 2025. I'd like to introduce the Vice President of the Universal Peace Federation here in the United States, Mrs. Tomiko Duggan.
Good evening, everybody, the distinguished guest. For those who are nominated by your regional, sub-region directors of UPF, USA, tonight, as Reverend Gela mentioned, that every last Wednesday of each month, we've been inviting distinguished guests to nominate to become ambassadors for peace. This was the flagship project of the Universal Peace Federation globally. The late Reverend Samuel Moon and his wife, Dr. Hak Jae-han Moon, they are the co-founders. They are the founders of Universal Peace Federation. Universal Peace Federation is an NGO with general consultative status with the Economic and Social Council of the United Nations. The Ambassadors for Peace Initiative is the largest and most diverse network of peace leaders representing more than 100,000 the peace-loving people from 160 nations. So we can say this is a truly, we are very, very proud of all those people who are nominated for tonight. So again, we stand on the principle that is common ground of shared principles, committed to the path of promoting reconciliation, overcoming barriers that we created, and building a lasting peace. So tonight, I'd like to, as you can see, it's starting a little bit late, but we would like to show you a special, show you a video. This is especially created for this Universal Peace Federation. So are you ready to show a videotape? It's called Peace Nation.
Peace Nation, yes.
Yes.
Can't if only for a day. If I could stand here and be in a place where people live in peace and harmony, I wanna see that this nation, this nation, so the world we can become one family under God. This nation, let us build this nation now. This nation, so the world we can become one family under God. This nation, let us build this nation now. This nation, so the world we can become one family under God. This nation, let us build this nation now. Let us build this nation now.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Just to bring up our first person who offer an invocation, I just wanted to bring up the spirit of the one of ambassadors from the Solomon Islands created this beautiful song, ensuring we look at all kinds of activities that UBF created globally at a glance within 4 minutes. Now, officially, I'd like to invite our first begin this program. I'd like to invite Reverend William Stoller. He is the executive director of UPF subregion we call 3 from Indianapolis. Reverend Stoller, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Can I invite everybody to join me in offering a prayer, please? Dear God, Heavenly Parent, we invite you to be with us this evening because this is a very special time in which we're welcoming new ambassadors for peace. And in a world that's filled with so much difficulty and pain and disunity, we're so grateful and hopeful for these who have shown the example of living for the sake of others, of really putting the hearts of others up above their own and serving so that the world can be a better place. We ask your blessing on all that occurs here this evening so that we can grow closer to each other, but most especially grow closer to you. We ask your blessing so that this can have a positive impact on inspiring many others to make this nation a better place and the world a better place. We thank you, dear God, and we offer this to you for your blessing. I pray this in the name of Bill Stone. Adieu.
Adieu. Now I'd like to officially again want to invite Dr. Michael Jenkins, the president of UPF International, who has been traveling. So I'm very, very happy. I don't know where he is, but wherever he is here to appoint distinguished guests to become ambassadors for peace. Dr. Michael Jenkins, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Vice President Tomiko Duggan, and thank you to Dr. Geller. We are so happy to have this wonderful appointment program. And as ambassadors for peace, you will find that you're welcomed in 157 countries. There's ambassadors for peace, over 100,000 all over the world. The program's been going since 2003. In 2005, the UPF was formally organized, but the Ambassadors for Peace started a couple years earlier. And what it is members of the parliament, faith leaders, people in the media, business, science, medicine, technology, also culture and arts, as well as heads of state. We have over 30 current and former heads of state that are ambassadors for peace. It's quite an amazing gathering of people who are publicly minded to help others, to bring faith communities together to respect all people and especially promote the central value of the family. The family is one of the highest values of life, the love of parents and children, the love of husband and wife. And we try to foster every possible program that can strengthen families. So tonight you're not being awarded, although you deserve the greatest honor, but you are being appointed because of your sacrifices and your work and the recommendations of other ambassadors for peace who brought you forward. Ambassadors for Peace really affirm that there is God. God is the creator of all mankind. All the religions affirm a higher being. And then also we're spiritual beings. We're not just physical. Happiness will not come just from physical comfort. Happiness has to come through spiritual fulfillment, and that comes through love and family and accomplishment and good deeds for the world and for others. And then also the value of life is enhanced when we live for the sake of others. And we believe that peace can be brought to all people, including enemies, when you really understand how to dialogue, how to engage, how to understand one another, and to apply the principles that Dr. Martin Luther King understood so much, as well as many, many, many leaders in the world like Gandhi and others. Nonviolence and love for others, loving your enemy, is a key motto of the Ambassadors for Peace. So we welcome you this day. We're looking forward to your appointment. Thank you, Dr. Geller and Vice President Duggan.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jenkins. You gave us a good picture of the Ambassadors for Peace. And I'd like to just add one point. I'd like to read what appears on the Ambassador for Peace certificate that all of you new appointees will be receiving this evening. So it reads, the Ambassador for Peace of the Universal Peace Federation. The Universal Peace Federation acknowledges as ambassadors for peace those individuals whose lives exemplify the ideal of living for the sake of others and who dedicate themselves to practices which promote universal moral values, strong family life, interreligious cooperation, international harmony, renewal of the United Nations, a responsible public media, and the establishment of a culture of peace. That is a mouthful, and we don't expect each new appointee to live up to all those ideals, but we know that each of you live up to some of them, each one of you lives up to at least 2 or 3 of those. Transcending racial, national, and religious barriers, the Ambassadors for Peace contribute to the fulfillment of the hope of all the ages, a unified world of peace, wherein the spiritual and material dimensions of life are harmonized. The Universal Peace Federation is proud to hereby recognize as an Ambassador for Peace, and then you will see your names written below there. And with that, we would like to now begin our appointment ceremony. And Dr. Jenkins, we'd like to, I will read the bios, but then we'd like to invite you to confer the appointment.
Wonderful.
All right, here we go. So our first appointee is Mr. Jean-Basile Ngueta. So can Mr. Jean-Basile Ngueta, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, is a former graduate of the School of Diplomacy, Norwich University, specialist in terrorism. He's been working at the district ESL coordinator of School Friendship Public Charter in Washington, D.C. since 2016. Mr. Ngueta served as the president of the Ivorian Community Association from 2019 to 2024. He is a dedicated teacher with a profound commitment to education. Beyond his professional role, he is a responsible father of 2 wonderful children and is actively engaged as a community leader. Mr. Ngweta holds a vision of fostering unity among Africans in the Maryland, D.C., and Virginia areas. His passion for bringing people together is matched only by his unwavering commitment to peace and integrity, making him loyal to the values of an ambassador for peace. Congratulations, Mr. Ngweta. He is appointed by Dr. Idris Kone. We'd like to thank you. And Mr. Ngweta, we'd like to invite our chairman, Dr. Michael Jenkins, to confer the appointment.
Mr. Jean-Baptiste Ngweta, with the power vested in me by the United Nations NGO, which is affiliated with ECOSOC, the Universal Peace Federation, we hereby appoint you as Ambassador for Peace. Ambassador Ngweta, we'd like you to give some acceptance remarks briefly. Congratulations, Ambassador.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm truly excited, and this is a big commitment. I would like to say thank you to all of you guys. Thank you to Dr. Kone, who who nominated me for this role as Ambassador for Peace. I would like to say that we have been working for peace in our community for the past 10 years now. And coming from a country that went through some turbulence and challenging situation back home in Africa, we understand that, peace is what will make our country safe and accept and bring love, acceptance, and tolerance among all Ivorian, among all African diaspora here, and among everybody living in the world. So I really accept this role as an ambassador, and I will do my best not to disappoint this nomination. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Ambassador Ngweta. God bless you. Thank you for your beautiful remarks and your leadership.
Thank you. Amen. Thank you.
And now let us move on to our second appointee.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Ambassador. Let us move on to our second appointee, and that is Mrs. Saran Kamara. And Mrs. Kamara is a married mother of 3 living in Wappingers Falls, New York. She migrated to the USA from Côte d'Ivoire a little over 25 years ago with the dream of pursuing her education. She attended SUNY New Paltz and earned a bachelor's degree in accounting and a master's degree in business administration. She later became a certified public accountant in 2014. She's currently the controller of the town of LaGrange in Dutchess County, New York. Mrs. Saran Kamara had held several managerial positions in not-for-profit and government organizations, and she has worked for 14 years as an auditor for the New York State Comptroller's Office, where she performed the audit of school districts and local governments. She strives to empower anyone who she encounters with self-confidence by sharing her knowledge and experiences, as she believes the best thing to have is knowledge. She's also engaged in serving the African community in many capacities. She will stand as a model and proud ambassador for peace for others. She's also appointed by Dr. Idris Kone. He is a professor at the HJI
Graduate School for International Peace and Public Leadership.
Thank you. Yes, so Dr. Jenkins?
Yes. Mrs. Saran Kamara, I hereby, with the power vested in me as an NGO of the United Nations, President, Ambassador, Mrs. Saran Kamara. Ambassador Kamara, congratulations. And may we receive your acceptance remarks.
Yes. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
It's truly an honor for me to be here with everybody. And I accept this nomination, and I hope to not disappoint you and to represent this organization to my best. And I believe that any changes starts with one person at a time, and I'll do my best to be able to continue what I always do and empower anybody that I come in contact with, and make sure and spread the word of peace, which always starts with self-peace. Once you have peace within yourself, you could spread it around. Thank you
Bless
very
you.
much.
Bless you.
Amen.
Are you from the Islamic faith?
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum
You will
salam.
never disappoint us in any way. Congratulations, Ambassador Kamara.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Congratulations, Ambassador.
Thank you.
And now let us move on to our next appointee. He is Mr. Oscar Roland Ankue. And Mr. Ankue is a highly accomplished financial professor at New York Life, a professional, sorry, at New York Life. He brings a wealth of experience and a unique educational background to his role. Mr. Ankue holds a degree in electrical engineering from NYU Polytechnic and has furthered his education by obtaining an executive MBA from the New York Institute of Technology. His diverse career includes positions such as computer system administrator at the United Nations headquarters in New York and adjunct professor of electronics at New York Institute of Technology. Mr. Ankue, an accomplished artist, musician, producer, sound engineer, and the author of La Simplicité de l'Évangile, published by Editions Croix du Salut. Mr. Ankue is dedicated to mentoring the African youth in the USA, sharing his knowledge and experiences to empower the next generation. Also appointed by Dr. Idris Kone.
Mr. Oscar Roland Ankue, we hereby are honored to present and appoint you as an ambassador for peace. We now, with the power vested in me, make the appointment. Ambassador Ankue, we welcome you, and please give your acceptance remarks.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be recognized by such a distinguished panel. I must say that it took a lot of convincing to get me here. Those who know me know that I'm very private and I'm always sitting in the back, but I'm always the first one to help when needed. And
Great.
I think I'll be very useful in any role that you guys can find me, what do you say that, capable of doing it, right? So thank you again, and God bless you.
Oh, God bless. Congratulations, Ambassador.
Right.
We honor you, and we're so grateful to be with you tonight. And is Dr. Kone here?
Yes, he is.
Oh, is there another recommendation from Dr. Kone, or
yes,
just
there's
those
one
three?
more.
One more. And then after that, Dr. Kone, if you'd be so kind to give some remarks. All right, let's have the next appointment.
All right, let's move on to Mr. Morifer Bencone, or Bencone. Morifer Bencone. I don't know if this is just anyway, okay. Well, what I want to say is
Morifere.
Morifere
And the
Bencone.
last name is the same as Kone.
Oh, it is Kone.
Same
Okay.
as Dr. Kone. Okay.
Exactly. Go ahead.
Are you any relation to Dr. Kone?
Oh, well, this is a common last name over there.
I see. Because, in the Jewish faith, Cone is the highest level name. Those were the scholars and religious people. They were all named Cone. And Ben Cone means son of Cone in Hebrew. So that's kind of interesting. When I saw that name, I thought of that, being raised in a Jewish home. Okay, so Mori Ferre Ben Kone was born in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. He has been living in the United States for 26 years now and he is currently working as a broker in the precious gemstones business. As a father of three, Ben Kone has always felt a strong connection to charitable causes, especially those focused on women and children. His mother and sister both run nonprofit organizations dedicated to empowering young girls, which has further fueled his passion to get involved in similar initiatives. He would love to be an ambassador for peace and use any opportunities to collaborate or support causes that align with the mission of making the African community in the United States a better one. Also, and finally, the last appointee of Dr. Kone.
Mr. Morifera. Morifere.
Morifere.
Mr. Morifere Ben Kone, with the power vested in me as an Universal Peace Federation president, which is recognized as a NGO with the United Nations, ECOSOC. We hereby appoint you as ambassador for peace. Welcome, Dr. Kone, and may you really help lead this world and all communities, especially the young women, to peace. Your acceptance remarks. God bless.
Thank you, everybody. What an honor. I'm lost at words, but I'm thankful for this opportunity, and hopefully I will not disappoint. As you read it earlier on the mini bio, I'm from a family who's always into charity work, and being an ambassador of peace will also, I believe, elevate me on another level in society, because some things in life, it's never negative, and I believe peace is always in the direction of positive. So again, once again, thank you so much. God bless you all, and then I will do my best to live up to this honor. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Ambassador Ben Kone.
Thank you.
We honor you, we congratulate you, and we celebrate you as an ambassador for peace.
Thank you.
And now may we have the person that found these great leaders, Dr. Idris Kone.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Jenkins, for this opportunity. What a great opportunity to be here. UPF, Universal Peace Federation, is in the heart of many Africans living in America and across the world. And it's such a powerful organization that actually, drive people to believe that peace is possible again in this world that is troubled by so many conflicts and difficulties that the world is going through in the Middle East and Ukraine. But when you see the vision of UPF, you can believe that this world can be a better place. And Mother Moon, who's the co-founder of UPF, said clearly that peace starts with me. And I think someone said that, I think it was Sarah, that peace starts with me. I'm not sure where you get that from. I think you were inspired by, you received spiritually a message from Mother Moon as a woman to actually say that actually peace starts with all of us. We have to stand together as one global family under God to make this world a better place. Thank you very much.
Wow, Dr. Kone, it's so a great honor to receive you, and you're a distinguished professor at the HJ International Graduate School for Peace and Public Leadership. Thank you so much. You have a stellar career yourself, and thank you for finding these distinguished leaders to become ambassadors for peace.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jenkins.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Now, I might add, he's a wonderful professor at HJI, and he inspires many students, including myself. So thank you, Dr. Kone. All righty. So shall we move on to our next appointee, who is Mrs. Kimberly Lowe. She is the Korean Unification Educational Council member of DC, Maryland, and Virginia under the Minister of Unification for the Republic of Korea. She's the former Director of Legislation for Global Family Alliance, the former director of the Center for Court Reform and Justice, the former Chasing Freedom Family Board Chair Family, Resource Foundation Board Member, and Global Family Alliance Board Member, Virginia Farmer, mother to 3 homeschooled children, Christian. She's the policy advisor to 6th generation Virginian. Kimberly Lowe was a Virginia U.S. Senate candidate in 23-24. She's a member of the Advisory Committee on United States Commission on International Religious Freedom regarding state-controlled religion and religious freedom in Vietnam. She's a member of the Korean Unification Educational Council, serving for a 2-year term, appointed by the Republic of Korea's Ministry of Unification regarding issues of unification in North and South Korea. She's appointed by our Vice President, Mrs. Tomiko Duggan. Dr.
Wonderful.
Jenkins?
Yes, it's an honor, Kimberly, to be able to present this to you. We've known you for some time now, thanks to Dr. Duggan, and we're just so inspired by your work and leadership for peace and education. So with the power vested in me, I hereby appoint you as Ambassador for Peace, Ambassador Kimberly Lowe. Congratulations, Kimberly.
You're muted, Kimberly.
I know, I just unmuted myself. I'm sorry. I am so honored. I didn't expect this, Tomiko. I'm so grateful. I think most of us live our lives serving others because that's the right thing to do. And we see problems and we want to help people. And we walk with God and we serve with our heart. And we don't do it for titles. I sure have never done anything for money. It's like the last thing in my mind. And so thank you for giving me a title. After reading my bio, I seem to be involved in a lot. But thank you. I feel very confident knowing what I know about what's going on globally and in the background, that incredible things are coming. And I'm so grateful for everyone's work here because all of your work is leading to the ending of suffering of people. And I feel confident that we can have a global world where people are not at war and they're unified and coming together. And we are totally on that trajectory. I feel confident about that. I have my hands all over the world and all sorts of stuff. I somehow ended up meeting with all sorts of leaders that no one else wants to meet with. And be amazed that people really do want to work together. So I feel confident about it. And thank you all so much for all of your amazing work. And thank you for this recognition. It's really, 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 I'm flabbergasted and so grateful. Thank you.
Well, we look forward to the great work you're going to continue to do. And I can see it will expand rapidly, this work to bring all races, people, nations, and cultures together. You're very gifted and very accomplished. Thank you, Ambassador Lowe. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Congratulations, Ambassador Lowe. Thank you so much. I'm sure Mrs. Duggan will be in touch with you. Okay, our final, no, not final, the next appointee is the renowned in Parents' Day circles anyway. He's Bishop Dr. Edward Barnett from Greater Grace Family Ministries. Dr. Edward Barnett is a mental health behavioral specialist for over 25 years and a pastor for over 30 years. He was a mental health program director for 12 years in Washington, D.C., providing therapy to the adult mental health population. Now he serves as the coordinator of special programs for Charles County, Maryland. Previously, he worked in the state of Maryland system with the Department of Juvenile Justice and the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. Dr. Barnett is the founder and pastor for 30 years of the Greater Grace Family Ministries Church in Washington, D.C. He's also the founder and prelate of the Greater Grace Family Global Fellowship since 2013, with church connections in India and Africa. He has been a bishop for 9 years. In 2020, Dr. Edward Barnett and his wife, Adrian, were selected as the Parents of the Year for 2020 by the Universal Peace Federation's Parents' Day initiative. The Barnetts have been married for 35 years.
Wow.
They have two sons, Danelle and Emmanuel, and a daughter, Gabrielle, A. Barnett Bobo. And she just added their first grandchild, Aviana Makia Bobo. Currently, he serves as the executive director and host of his weekly mental health podcast entitled H4H, Help for the Hurting, Spiritual and Mental Awareness in the Community. So congratulations, Bishop, and he is appointed by our Vice President, Mrs. Tomiko Duggan. Dr. Jenkins?
Thank you, Dr. Geller. Bishop Dr. Edward Barnett, my dear friend and colleague in ministry, we're so inspired to see you here tonight. And we're so honored by you and your wife for your leadership for families and marriage. So with the power vested in me as an NGO of general consultative status at the United Nations, the Universal Peace Federation hereby appoints Dr. Edward Barnett as Ambassador Edward Barnett. Ambassador Barnett, so good to see you.
Salam, God bless you to all that's here today. It is an honor to be here. Dr. Jenkins, you know you're always in my heart, sir.
Oh, you do so
You
much.
and Miss Tomiko Dugan have been very inspiring working with you. As Miss Kimberly says, service always opened doors for titles instead of titles opening doors for service. I really love folk who put their heart into what they're doing, because that way you can feel the love. So I just want to say thank you very much. I accept this wholeheartedly with humility, and there is no substitute for interpersonal competence, as we go forward and build strong relationships together throughout the world. It is vitally essential to have peace. Where would we be without peace? And to spread family values everywhere. Living for the sake of others, we mitigate the nefarious behaviors that are around, and we spread the family values. So I want to thank you very much for giving us more opportunity to work together as a cohesive group, evaluating and elevating our peace and honoring God by dwelling in the state of peace.
Wow.
And not just in the act of doing good. And my last point is Mark Twain. Mark Twain said, always do what's right. And this will amaze some people and it will astound the rest.
Ambassador Dr. Edward Barnett, you are globally known and really such an important faith leader and couple together with your wife in ministry, but also in helping the hearts and the minds of people and bringing them together from all backgrounds. We're so honored to have you here as a newly appointed ambassador for peace. And we know miracles will be able to be manifested through your work and your beautiful heart and spirit and the word of God that you bring to all. Congratulations, Ambassador Dr. Edward Barnett. Thank you
very much.
Oh, man, this is great.
Congratulations, Ambassador.
Thank you.
And now let's move on to our final appointee. He is Dr. Lionel Rush of Greater Grace Family Ministries. Dr. Rush loves God and is a successful and devoted member of the clergy. In this way, he has brought people closer together in unity by bringing them closer to God. His leadership skills have helped him as the president of the Interdenominational Ministerial Alliance and past vice president of the Concerned Clergy of Indianapolis. Dr. Rush has practiced strong community service skills as a member of the pastor of the Greater Anointed Fellowship, Church of God in Christ Church, and as a member of the mayoral task force. He has served as an excellent role model for the youth when he was a professor at the Rehoboth Bible College and the Simmons Bible College. He's recommended by none other than Reverend William Stoner.
Oh, great.
Jenkins, please confirm.
Dr. Lionel Rush, with the power vested in me from the NGO status of the Universal Peace Federation with the ECOSOC of the United Nations, we hereby honor you and appoint you as an ambassador for peace. Ambassador Dr. Lionel Rush, congratulations.
Well, thank you. And I feel honored and overwhelmed at the same time. What you have done, you have put me on the spot, because the text in the Matthean version does not say what Moses says, thou shalt not, but it says, blessed are the peacemakers.
Amen.
It inverts it. But then it gives another kind of moniker, for they are Tiknon, they are children of God. What a responsibility, what a duty. But I couple that with the beginning in Genesis, where the text says, the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the water. And then it says the Spirit of God moved on the face of the water. And so in Genesis, there is the current of disruption, and God speaks and moves cosmos from chaos.
Amen.
In the New Testament, Jesus gives us his version of his resume by saying, the thief comes but to steal, kill, and destroy, but I am come that you might have life. But in both of those, I see peacemaking. Peacemaking as an obligation, but peacemaking as a nature. And so I accept this today, understanding the responsibility that's laid on us. It's very interesting. The president of my council called me today and asked me if I would partner with them as our city county council deal with what has been experienced after October the 7th of last year, and the situation between Israel and the Palestinians, and how we state that. How do you walk in the middle of that? How do you become the peacemaker to bring censuses to that situation? And I think that is an example of what we have to do across the board. So my brothers and sisters, thank you for considering me as a peacemaker. I don't see it as a title, but I see it as a responsibility. And the greatest thing I can say about it is, if I am, or if any of us who have been appointed today, nominated today, confirmed today, if we are really peacemakers, that means that we must have the nature of God in us. And that may be the greatest thing about the appointment. I have the nature of God in me. I have the nature of God in me. It's not just a title, but it is the essence, the ontology of God in me. So thank you.
Thank you. Bishop Dr. Lionel Rush, you are now Ambassador for Peace, Lionel Rush. We honor you. Thank you for understanding and emphasizing the responsibility. That's really where this lies. It's really an appointment, because we know as a leader, you will bring peace and bring harmony among people. Thank you so much. Congratulations. And that concludes our appointments for tonight. And we're just so honored. And I'm going to turn it over back to Dr. Geller and then Vice President Tomiko Duggan. I do want to say, Dr. Barnett, please say hello to Adrian. If she's here, hello, Adrian. We want you to also join your husband as an ambassador for peace, because you've done so much for this nation and the world. Thank you to all the ambassadors here. And we're so grateful for this moment that you took to share with us. We will have educational programs, and also we have different kind of fact-finding trips and active trips to Israel, the Middle East, the Arab nations. We also go to the Northeast Asia quite a bit to bring peace between North and South Korea. We also go to the Ukraine and all of the areas where there's trouble. We go to Africa too, so we'd like you to come with us when the time is right. God bless you all. Thank you, Dr. Geller. Congratulations, the greatest gathering of great leaders tonight. Thank you.
I couldn't agree more, Dr. Jenkins, and thank you so much for your leadership and your presence here this evening. We're really honored to have you.
Thank you.
And now let us move on to our call to action. And we have 5 points. We are working to develop these. So these are just topics which we'd like to draw to your attention for your consideration when you think about what you would like to do to work for peace. So the first is the family is the school of love. So directing your attention towards family matters. The second is about stopping the violence, safer communities, safer world, crime prevention, human trafficking, and domestic violence. And we do have every Wednesday a seminar, 1-hour presentation on Zoom that addresses this topic. It's every Wednesday at 2 p.m. and you can consult with the person who invited you to become an ambassador for peace. They'll tell you more about it. The third point is peace and reconciliation on the Korean Peninsula and throughout the world. And that also, we have a seminar on Tuesdays concerning that topic at 2 p.m. And then the fourth point is youth and character education, which we have a number of organizations that address that topic, if you're interested in that. And I believe somebody's bio that I read today mentioned youth. And then the final point is protection of the natural environment. And we actually, one of the organizations that Mother Moon inspired is a it's a quarterly magazine entitled The Earth and I, and it addresses issues of the natural environment. So those are our topics, our call to action. And now I would like to call on Mrs. Duggan, our Vice President, to close us out this evening. Mrs. Duggan?
Oh, thank you so much, Reverend Gela, and it's good to know and such a distinguished guest. Very impressed by hearing your very short resume. I'm sure it takes, each one, if they write, need 2 or 3 or sometimes many pages of, your accomplishment. It's really impressive, and it's really wonderful to work together. We are so blessed to know all of you. So especially the co-founder, the Mother Moon, when she was 6 years old, she had to fled from her hometown, which is located in North Korea. So she fled from North Korea with mother and grandmother, only 3 of them, without knowing where they can stay next day, where they can eat. So she really understands how miserable and difficult life would be when they lose their own country. And I myself also experienced when I went to Cambodia, when visited a refugee camp in Cambodia. and I saw very, very miserable people. What was like? That was the first time ever I appreciate by holding at that time Japanese passport. What Japanese passport can guarantee and protect me. So it was a kind of unbelievable experience. So we know that when you lose country, you lose peace. When you fight in divisions, you lose peace within yourself, within the family, within the community. So that is why I believe the people who are committed to bring peace. It's a good thing. Somebody said, moving towards, doing toward peace is a good thing, positive thing. Somebody mentioned it. So I was really think so. Yes, it's a positive toward moving forward, positive direction, which all of us want to, all of humanity deserve once we are born, since we are born. So we are looking forward to working together with all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Dr. Jenkins, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Duggan, and thank you to Peggy Ujiri, who's also the architect of this wonderful program every month. Thank you, Peggy. Thank you to all the ambassadors. Congratulations.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you so much.
See you next month. the
Kimberly,
last
I want
Wednesday.
to call you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Dr.
Bless you.
Edward
God bless
Barnett.
all.
William Stoner.
And congratulations to everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Rush.
Congratulations, Dr.
Thank you.
Barnett.
Thank you.
Thank you
Love
so
you.
much. God bless.
God
Thank
bless.
you.
Thank you.
All of
Good
us.
night. Peggy, thank you.
Dr. Tony, thank you.
Bless
Thank
you.
you.